Hello everyone, this is Visual Novel Gamer here, and I am back with kinkoi loaded golden 11. I know I messed up the name again, but whatever. Let's start back on Sylvie's route. Good work.
何の話をしていたの？
Nothing. Forget that. If you're finishing tuning, aren't you going to put it to use? Will you let me listen?
え？
Sylvie turned to the piano. A concert for Ellie-san and me. No, that was wrong. Concert just for me. The only invited guests begun. ... At this academy, Ichimaiza Oro was a semi-vulgar commoner. With poor grades, the nobles often looked down on him. But this mystery man had caught the eyes of Princess Sylvie. It was a great position to find myself in. Unremarkable yet special. Ideal, if you ask me. I didn't want to go back to the old days anymore. To those times where I was so uncool. Give me 1 second. Alright, just making sure that you guys can hear me. To those times where I was so uncool. Now she had finished tuning, I had her play a few pieces for me before taking a break. To be honest, I couldn't tell the difference between the tones. Regardless, Sylvie's performance was beautiful. Sorry, I forgot to turn my fan off. She had some wiggle room in her schedule before she had to get back to work, so we killed time together afterwards. Ellie-san had cleared out, so we held a tea party for the two in the classroom. Or so I like to say, but it was just with plastic bottles.
ペットボトルの紅茶もなかなか美味しいわね。
I agree, it is quite good. You think? I think it's kind of iffy, and overly sweet personally.
確かにミルクティーはちょっと甘いかも。
Milk tea is good too. Very good. Lemon tea is too overpowering, and when you drink it black, subtly sweet, huh?
そういえばオーラって紅茶にはお砂糖入れないわよね。
That's because I only consider black tea tea. Putting sugar in just doesn't click with me for some reason.
そうそう。日本人ってお茶にお砂糖入れないのよね。グリーンティーも苦いまま飲むし。
Hate green tea. Doesn't taste good to me. On that note, I actually love to tell foreigners something. Don't put sugar in green tea. It's gross.
でも美味しいわよ。
In the worst case, it's fine in mochi. Mochi is too bitter, so adding some sweetness suits it, but green tea is a no-go.
美味しいのに。
We would always have lovely conversations like these whenever we were alone. Everything came natural with her. I guess I also felt that way around Ree and Rena, but it was still baffling to me at times that I had the honor of speaking with the great Sylvie La Cruz-Crown. This was a true luxury.
午前中はずっとみなに？
She was giving me etiquette lessons. What do you think? Do I seem much more noble than usual today?
いつもと変わらないけど。
That hurts. That hurts, Sylvie. What a letdown.
でも、そうなの。
Sylvie glanced away. After acting a bit apologetic,
ねえ、オーラ、みなのこと、こういうのもなんだけど、いいのかしら。
as long as she doesn't whip me, I'm fine.
オーラの邪魔というか、迷惑になっていない？みなは自分の、ひいては王室のことには完璧を求めるから、オーラにちょっかい出すのもそのためだと思うの。私がオーラと仲良しだから、オーラにもいろいろと求めてしまうのね。
Yeah. Come to think of it, These etiquette lessons all started because I wanted to be Sylvie's friend.
でもオーロは普通の日本の学生だわ。王室のことなんて知らなくてもそれが普通でしょ。迷惑になっていないかしら。
Doesn't bother with me at all. She sounded apologetic. Well, I wouldn't call Mina-chan a bother. I had second-guessed myself and wondered how I got into such a troublesome situation. Still, it's not a big deal, and everything's fine with Mina-chan.
そうなの？
Mina-chan can be a little fussy at times, but her flawless etiquette more than makes up for it, and she knows when she's pushed too far. Her being a perfectionist also means my room is always clean, so she's been a big help, huge help. I have such an adorable maid looking after me. As a man, I got nothing to complain about.
そうなんだ。よかった。
I wish she spared me the whip, though.
無知は仕方ないわ。
I did think royalty's perspective on these sorts of situations was a little skewed, though.
ミナはちょっと厳しいけれど、先生としてはとても優秀よね。
Does she?
私も昔、王族についての多くのことをミナから教わったのよ。
Even though she's younger? Well, Sophie always had been easygoing since way back, so Mina-chan probably took her duties much more serious at an earlier age.
ミナのおかげだわ。シルビア・ル・クルスクラウン・ソルティレージュ・シッサーができたのはすごく感謝してる。時々わからなくなるけれど感謝はしてるわ。
Huh?
なんでもない。
I want to know more about the past. Her quiet mumble barely reaches my ears.
でもさあ、よかった。ミナとオーロが仲良くしてくれて。ミナはね、こう言ってはなんだけど、私の兄弟姉妹の中で一番の仲良しなの。
Wow, you have around 10 brothers and sisters, right?
ねえ、シスア家だけで16人。
That's too many. That was a lot. That put the ninth princess Sylvie just about in the middle.
こんなにいるとやっぱり偏りが出てしまうの。この子とこの子は仲良くとか、誰とも仲良くするからみんなの関係が薄いとか。私はちょっと事情があって、小さい頃はお客様扱いを受けることが多くて。
How could anyone treat you as a house guest?
そんな私とずっと仲良くしてくれたのがミナだったのよ。
Treated like a guest. I was curious, but she didn't seem at all interested in elaborating, given the ambitious for reasons of it.
だからこんな言い方はなんだけど、国で一番の仲良しがミナなのね。それで日本で一番仲良しなのがオーロでしょ。そんな二人がって思うと嬉しいわ。
I see. Her closest friend in Japan. She said it in passing, but it made my heart race.
ねえ、ミナって可愛いと思わない？自慢の妹なのよ。あのね、バレエがすごく得意なの。もう全く軸がぶれずにくるくるって。
Sylvie's sisterly side must have emerged, and she started to brag about her little sister. Yeah, I do agree that she's cute.
でしょ？自慢の妹よ。
Sylvie's cuter though. I love to have a girl like her as a little sister too. I love to have her call me Oni-chan.
兄になったとしても呼ぶとしたらお兄様くらいじゃないかしら。
That would be great too. Oni-chan would still be better though. But Oni-sama is kind of growing on me.
そういう憧れがあるの？
My guy has a Oni-chan problem. Ever since I was little, yeah. I always thought I want a little sister that calls me Oni-chan. Actually, I wouldn't mind having a little brother. I just want someone to call me that.
あらあら、なんだかオーロの好みが垣間見えたわ。
Whoops, that's one of my many secrets, but I don't recommend prying any further.
はーい。
Sylvie giggled. It was fun talking about ourselves like this, and we had a wonderful, lively mood going. We really did have good chemistry. I had a vague inkling of it for a long time, but was convinced of it now.
それでね、この前オーロがお料理しているのを見て、私もしたくなってきたの。
The conversation continued.
今度パイでも焼こうと思うのだけど、何か食べたいパイってある？
Bree wanted an apple pie, so... A pie, huh?
自慢じゃないけど、パイは得意料理なのよ。
Sylvie proudly held her chest high. Me and Shannon and Marina had mentioned Sophie's sweets before, but I have yet to try them myself.
まずは大別して、どっちで食べたい？ご飯で食べるならミートやミックスにするし、おやつで食べるなら甘いのにするけど。
I like it as a meal if it's going to replace a meal course.
ならミート。じゃあちょっと芸がないわね。
What about with potatoes?
もっと芸がないわ。あ、うなぎ。日本人はうなぎのパイが好きなのよね。あれに挑戦してみようかしら。
That does not sound that good. That's a little different since it doesn't actually use eel, but a fine powder.
そうなの？よくわからないわね。じゃあ、
Sophie looked stumped. She seemed to be running out of ideas now that we narrowed it down to a meat pie. I'm honestly fine with something sweet like chocolate or apple pie. Apple pie.
What?
I love an apple pie, one that uses apples from aroma, if possible.
青森が好きね、オーロ。
It has a strong French influence there, so... Can you make me an apple pie?
もちろんよ。期待してちょうだい。
My character finally remembered. Sophie smiled sweetly. ... I bet Ree would be over the moon if I saved her a piece. With that, I had selfishly requested princess home cooking. I had quite the luxury life, huh? ... Should I tell her about tomorrow and Chicory come into the dorm? Oh, I know. Hey Sophie, do you remember Chicory? Sophie put a finger to her chin.
キャンプで？
Yeah, when we were little. She should have also taken part. Sophie seems lost in thought. It's fine if you can't remember. She got in touch with me recently, and I was just thinking about her. Thing is, Chicory... Huh? Do you remember?
思い出したわ、ちえかちゃん。思い出せないことを思い出した。
Yep, that's something that Sophie does. Huh.
昔、イチが何度か話していた女の子よね。一つ学年が下で口うるさいからどうこうって。同じく仲良しの島くん、高藤くんたちも含めてイチのグループでよく遊んでいると聞いたわ。
Yeah.
でも私、結局その子には会えずにみんなとお別れしちゃった。
You didn't.
自由時間の時もイチはよく会いに来てくれたけど、他の子たちは用事があるとかで。
Ah.
どうかした？
Oh, nothing. She was right. I remember now, too. Chicory often hanged out with a group of kids I got along with, like Toya and Takatu. But I didn't want to let Tora or Taku get close to Sophie and try my best to make sure they never meet. Taku aside, Tora was an attractive guy after all. Some pretty handiwork if I do say so myself.
結局会えなかったのが心残りなのよね。連絡が来たなら会うの？私も同席できないかしら。
Well, I'm going to meet up with her at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
11時。ちょうど仕事があるわ。
I see. Well, she's free all the time, so I'm sure there'll be other chances.
そうね。
It shouldn't be a problem for them to meet now, but I was afraid something strange would occur following their encounter.
私は会ったことないけれど、オーロは今も仲良しなの？ちえかちゃんやしまくん、高藤くんと。
Ah, like I said, I'm going to see Chikari tomorrow. Tanako and I talk on occasion, mostly on our hobbies.
しまくんは？
Dot dot dot. I didn't see him anymore. Was he about to say porn? Jesus Christ.
ヒーローラブリッチェ。お客さんが来るの？
Yes, I do.
へえ、先輩が人を呼ぶって初めてですね。男？女？
Girl, she's a year younger than me. She's a year younger, the same age as Aku-chan.
仲良くなりたいな。
She's only coming over for today.
オーロが女の子を招く。これは美少女率が高そうですな。
What makes you say that?
わかります。先輩が呼ぶ女性となると多分お綺麗な方だろうなって。
Do you really see me that way?
オーロがこれまでこの寮に呼んだこと言えば、シルピー、エルチン、あとカミニャンに至っては住まわせることになったよね。
Don't give me that look. I didn't do
そして
anything.
今話してるのが私とアカネチン。もう美少女しかいないじゃん。
Now I get it.
そんな、私はその。照れるな照れるな。アカネチンかわいいぞ。
She is pretty cute.
で、その子は？
I don't think she looks awful, but I don't know if I'll call her beautiful.
写真とか。
Think so. I show her my phone. I often take pictures of people I hung out with and then never delete them. There were pictures of people I used to hang out with too. Found one. Here, this one. I show her a picture from my birthday last year. Chikari and I were beside each other with a slice of cake in hand.
おー、かわわ。85点くらいかわいい。
That good? We've been together since we were little, so it's hard for me to tell.
おやおや、贅沢もん。幼なじみなんだ。
I guess you could say that. We had a group of friends we'll hang out with.
ほうほう。あれ？でもこの子オンリーの写真はないのね。
Hey, no snooping. I snatched back my phone. They were just photos from around my birthday, so they probably wouldn't be anything significant to see anyway, but still.
オーロ意外と自撮り多いね。
Just on my birthday, it was a special occasion. And it's like keeping a record for me. As for the other days, my phone was filled with other ordinary pictures of my friends. Not that I even wanted to look at those anymore.
あと気になったんだけど、オーロって去年坊主だった？
She figured that out from my birthday photos. My head definitely was shaved in those.
へえ、坊主の人か。ハゲてたの？
Not going bald and shaving your head are two different things.
いいじゃん、ハゲたんなんて気にしなくても。
It's not falling out. It's really thick now. And it had a chance to grow out.
日本の増毛技術ってすごいらしいね。昔お昼の司会で有名だったグラサンの人、80年代はくっそ薄かったのを増やしたらしいよ。
I'm not arguing anything. Look at the roots. These pure, unadulterated hair roots.
冗談だって。怒ると本気で危なく思われるよ。
Damn it, she was teasing me.
あー、でもそうだ。オーロって転校してきたばっかりの頃も今よりだいぶ短かったっけ？
Yeah, more or less.
いつまで坊主だった？
Summer.
むさーい。
What's happening here? Twirl.
かわいい。私、かわいい。あかね、さっきから鏡の前で何やってんだい？普段お子ちゃますぎて出てこれなかった女の本能が急激に湧いてきたみたいです。すいません。
Uh-oh.
よく見るとこの部屋、いつもよりちょっとだけ綺麗になってる気が。
Yeah, that's because I cleaned.
She
She doesn't believe me. What is it?
いえいえ。ねえねえ、ちえかちゃんだっけ？そのお客さん。ぶっちゃけどうなん？
Huh?
幼なじみっつっても、この年になって誕生日にツーショットで写真撮る異性ってそうはいないよね。どうなん？
Why are you asking me that?
いやー、私の感覚ではさ、オーロはもうシルビー一択、シルビー一筋だと思ってたのよ。でも意外な伏兵が過去から登場。燃える展開だ。どうなのよ。
Rena was laughing while rolling on the bed. She must have had the wrong idea. Chikuri and I weren't even remotely like that.
こんにち
Huh?
は。お、こちらが市松くんのお部屋ね。ああ、市松くん、お客さんだよ。どうも。
Oh, she's cute. Chikuri, huh? I thought we were going to meet up at 11. It wasn't even 10 yet.
そう言っとけばオールくんのことだから、今くらいの時間に部屋の掃除始めるでしょ。でも普通に綺麗だね。
Told you, I clean regularly. Guess it was supposed to be a trap. Damn her.
不意打ち仕掛けたのに衛生度はなかなかの。
Chikuri took a look around the room.
はい。
Her eyes landed on the trendy girl sprawled out on my bed. Those eyes. Love those eyes.
あ、どうも、レイナです。オーロとはクラスメートで。はい、チエカです。じゃあ、私は邪魔にならないようにおいとましますわ。オーロ、また後で。
Don't tease me. Sure. Rena and the upperclassman who guided Chikuri both left. Don't give me that look.
オーロくん、なんかすごいエロい感じの人がベッドにいたけど。
The eyes are great. Don't mind that. She's just a friend.
友達がなんでエロい感じでベッドに？
The only provocative thing about her is the length of her skirt. She's just a normal person. With how straight-laced Chikuri was, a trendy girl like Rena must have given her that impression. In reality, the way Rena rolled around in my bed would have put anyone in the mood. Between us, I practically let her have free range of the room because I look forward to that sort of behavior. 新生活楽しくやってるようで何より。 Don't give me that look. They do whatever they want. Yeah.
ゲロ、今日はお客人が来ると言ってましたけど。
Now's not the right time.
メイドが？あら、もう来てましたの。邪魔しましたわね。はじめまして、ちえかさんでよろしかったかしら。私ゲロ、市松さんの私生活を管理しております。神なると申しますわ。私生活を管理？今日は挨拶までということで、お二人で楽しい時間をお過ごし遊ばせ。どういう新生活なの？
Pretty deep, now that I ran it back through my head. Chikuri finished inspecting my room before the morning was over.
いいなぁ、寮で一人暮らし。しかも部屋を出たらすぐにおしゃれなカフェがあるなんて。
We had lunch at the cafe outside. To be blunt, I do think it's pretty high-end lifestyle to lead on my own.
オール君が一人暮らし始めるって聞いた時はすぐ逃げ帰ってくると思ったけど、これならこっちに馴染んでるのも納得だよ。
What's that supposed to mean? Having a conversation 30 seconds from your front door is pretty sweet, yeah.
すごいなあ。ここのコンビニあれだ。野菜とかも置いてある小さいスーパーみたいなやつだ。
It's a shop designed so you could put together practically everything you need for daily life after all.
いいなあ。
Now that I had a third party take a look at my current lifestyle, I guess it was invaluable. I was aware of that.
あとさ、オール君。
Yeah?
一務。お客さんがいるのか。お昼から練習だ。準備運動に走ってこよう。
She's noticing it's only girls.
先輩、お疲れ様です。
Yeah, good work. Got practice later?
はい、走ってきます。ボンバー。ねえ、この寮、さっきから女の人しか姿が見えないんだけど。
Ugh.
まさか。
Don't get the wrong idea. This is absolutely a co-ed dorm.
そうとは聞いてるけど。
She's giving me the look again. The ratio of women is a little on the high end, though. And actually, the radio was 1 man to 96 women.
引っ越した途端、こっちに一切連絡しなくなった理由がだいたいわかりました。
I'm telling you, it's a misunderstanding.
連絡はしてよ。ちょいちょいでいいから。
Yeah.
てか、ルインもよく送ってるのに絶対スルーするよね。
That's rude. ...
なんで無視するの？
That's 100% your fault. Why, when you ask things like, are you doing well? Are you eating? All I could ever respond is that I'm fine or that I am eating.
それはごめん。
Yeah, yeesh, you're not my mother. You always been this way.
仕方ないよ。オール君、昔っから子供なんだもの。東陵君とか高藤君とか、うちのグループで一番手がかかるのがオール君だった。
You're clearly the youngest.
関係ありません。精神年齢は物心ついた時から私の方が上です。
She was right, so I couldn't exactly argue the point. Chicory had been this way for the longest time. If I were to describe her in one word, she would be naggy. She would meddle in every little thing a person did. You might call her eager to put on the big sister act or just quickly to fuss over others. ... There had been times that trait of hers had rescued me. I knew she cared and always worried about me. And so whenever she was in trouble, I made sure to do whatever I could for her in return.
東陵君なんだけど。
Chicory touched on a subject I expect her to bring up eventually. She hadn't come today to clean or inspect my room, but to talk about Toya-kun.
会わない？今日3時に待ち合わせてるの。
Go by yourself. I have plans.
もう！
She obviously saw through that lie and looked visibly upset with my response.
いつまでも避けてたってしょうがないよ、オール君。せめてちゃんと話し合おうよ。 話し合えばまた昔みたいに。
And what's how they used to be. ... I was glad I brought her to the cafe as there were a number of witnesses in the foyer. It wouldn't turn into a screaming match, unlike what happened on that one summer day. Could we stop talking about this already? My relationship with Toya and the others is none of your business.
無関係じゃないよ。むしろ私のせいで。
Stop saying that. You're making me miserable. Mindful, watchful eyes, we quietly wrapped up our conversation. ... How did things go with the band club?
普通、2月に県大会。私、メンバーに入った。ルッコたちも。
I see. What about Mina Sharp Senpai?
卒業、3年生だもん。
Makes sense. ... And Mina?
あれから話してない。
I see.
じゃあね、また来るから。
Come by in another year or so.
もっと来ます。っていうかそろそろお正月だよ。お正月はちゃんと会いに来てよね。
I told you, I was going home for a visit.
ほんとかな。
Chicory was naggy to the very end, then headed back. You. Things got dicey for a minute there, but we avoided any huge fights. Good.
おいすー。
Yeah?
私、どんな扱いだった？
I told Chicory I invited a prostitute to my room.
最悪かよ。
I'm kidding. I told her you were my classmate.
いやー第一印象がベッドで寝てるってのはよくよく考えるとエロいよね。
You jumped in my bed every time you visit me, but you probably should be more careful going forward.
はーい。
Still, any space you lay down in is kinda hot, so it doesn't matter to me.
知ってる。ベッドにいるとオーロはちょっぴり優しくなるから。
Mina had completely turned the depressing mood around.
実は2階からお話聞いてたんだけど。
You shouldn't eavesdrop on people.
じゃあテラスで話すなよ。
That's true. I know that. Talking in the foyer was a great way to avoid a confrontation, but the risk of others listening in was much higher. I was fully aware that when I made the choice, it was out of my own hands to some extent.
棟梁くん？
...
オーロの男友達らしいことは分かったよ。で、昔は仲良し、今の仲はいまいちってことも。
It helped that she was quick-witted. I didn't feel like
た
explaining.
だ後半はよく分かんなかったな。吹奏部がどうとか。
That part obviously didn't make it across. Rena didn't pry any further and simply gazed up at me. If I didn't want to say, I didn't have to. But if I wanted to spill my guts, that single expression told me I could. What a kind person. Chicory's in the band club. But this past summer I caused problems and it got in her club's way. I thought that might have put her in a touchy position, but yeah, the club appears to have carried on. All well that ends well.
野球部が吹奏楽部を邪魔する？なんで？
Ah, that scared me. I don't recall ever mentioning the baseball club with anyone other than Ellie's-son, ever since I came to Noble Academy.
ああ、はは、図星。
How did you know, Detective Son?
ファッションの勉強をしてるとね、髪型についてもいろいろ調べちゃうものなのさ。
My shaved head gave me away. I regretted showing her that old photo yesterday.
このご時世、坊主頭にする理由は4つ。1つはおしゃれ、1つは髪をいじるのがめんどくさい。この2つは却下。写真の髪型は伸び出しててどう見てもおしゃれじゃないし、今のオーロは寝癖とかないし、髪が面倒な人種ではない。1つはハゲたん。
I'm not going bald.
ってことは、坊主にした理由は残る1つだけ。
Sports enthusiasts love that shaved look. And it's all a bunch of bullshit.
自分で言うなよ。
Nah, the coach seriously told us to shave once a month, and we had a pair of clippers in the club room for that exact reason.
え、マジで？体罰じゃん。
We weren't ordered to, but we wouldn't be put on the starting lineup if we didn't cut our hair. I wouldn't call that corporate punishment. Our school was known for its baseball club, and a bunch of alumni would often come watch us practice. Those old farts would whine if our heads weren't shaved, so there was no way out of it.
はあ、軍隊だね、もう。
That was one of the more moronic aspects of baseball. Then again, this was an issue that prevented all sports.
なんで野球部ってそんな坊主にこだわるの？
Because it brings out your desperation?
まさか。
No, that really is all there is to it. If players with and without shaved heads play a match, the umpire sees the shaved team in a positive light and rules in their favor a lot of the game
マ
time.
ジなの？ 21世紀だよ。
Even if the umpire judged fairly, as long as those rumors exist, the coach and old alumni geezers would force you to shave, because that's how they were too. And since our generation was brought up this way, we'll become the same stubborn old man someday too. Once that happens, we'll tell those younger players to shave their heads too. We did it and played our hearts out, so they should do it the same, and maybe the umpires will go easy on them.
うわ
Are we going to keep talking about this? If so, I could rant about this subject all night.
ー。いや、そっちはいいや。それより、吹奏楽部がって？
Crap. I should have just kept rambling about everything that sucked about baseball. I didn't really want to talk about this. Oh well, it's Arena, so I guess it was okay. During the summer baseball tournament, the band would often play to root us on.
ああ、あれいいよね。テレビで試合やってると、あれ聞きたいだけのために、ちょっとチャンネル止めることあるよ。
The thing is, it's actually super rigorous. Anyone who participates has to get up early in the morning and line up to register, and they would have to carry those heavy instruments around under the blazing sun. When it comes time to perform, you get managers yelling and giving you orders, then you have to go on without doing a practice run first. When it's all over, you're told to leave within the next half hour. At the end of the day, the only ones who were able to actually appreciate it are the people watching it at home like you.
まあ、狙ってみるような野球好きは演奏より野球の方を見てるだろうしね。
It's tradition, so it can't be avoided to a certain extent. Some sort of like baseball clubs are forcing members to shave their heads. Most band club competitions are scheduled over the winter months. Wanna know why? Because they're too busy supporting the sports teams over the summer. They're forced to help other clubs on focusing on their own efforts, and that's the band club for you. ... And I disagreed with that. If the band club had an important event to go to, then I figured they should go there instead of supporting a bunch of baseball players at some other venue. Most of the bigger events for the band club were during the winter months, but if one of the light music band members had an important competition to go to, then I believe they should go. She must have put two and two together and her eyes went wide.
ルコとか、マシラ先輩ってのは。
Shikari was on keyboard, Misha Senpai on drums, and Riku on, the bass. You know that one lone tone instrument that goes bum bum bum? They had a guitarist and vocalist at one point. Minori, I think, but she already quit the band.
いつ？
Right before I came to Noble Academy. There weren't any other members in their group who could sing and play at the same time, so the group activities are on hiatus for the time being. Everything would completely fall through if Mishori Senpai graduated.
そのバンドの大事な大会が。
Scheduled around the same time as one of the baseball club events. All of this happened this past June.
あっちゃー。
It had been a stroke of bad luck. Complaining about it wouldn't have helped anyone. All they could do was shrug it off and move on. However, I still couldn't accept how everything turned out as a result.
あの子たちはどっちに行ったの？そっちを優先して応援がおろそかに的な？
The opposite. They decided to give up on the competition and come to cheer us on. That's when Miari-san retired. She couldn't stomach it anymore, the band or their club. She's in a different band now and seems to be having a lot of fun. Rina could probably understand how Minari felt and grimaced. Actually, I agreed with her. The athletes themselves didn't really care about the bass band cheering for them since they couldn't listen to it anyway. They preferred to have them there for moral support, but it wouldn't have been a big deal if they weren't around. Which was when I said something about it. It looked like she could predict the sequence of events that followed from my expression, and her expression froze. Yes, that was why I quit the baseball club. I told the coach and the band club advisor to let Shiguri's band go to their competitions repeatedly. As a result, I couldn't stay in the baseball club any longer.
なんで俺たちを裏切ったんだよ。みんなで一丸となって戦おうって時に。最悪だよ。クソ。
They thought I was over my head and demoted me to second string, which was intended to force me out of the club. Was that their plan all along? I wonder why they told the other club members. Everyone I had considered a friend had condemned me as a traitor. And now that I couldn't take part in the club, it became difficult to attend school anymore. I was truly lucky I had been able to come to Noble Academy. I was very fortunate Sylvie had bumped into me back then, and that we were able to reunite. Well, it would have been worth it if my sacrifice at least meant Chikuri's group could have gone to the competition. In the end, the band club members weren't allowed to leave. Nothing came out of me leaving the club. Worse yet, it created a rift in the club morale and they lost the first round of the tournament. The summer ended in the worst way possible for both the baseball club and band club. All their hard work, as well as all the support Chikuri's group had given in favor of their own activities, had gone to waste. Hell, waste didn't begin to cover it. Thanks to me, Chikuri's band couldn't even hold their usual activities. You couldn't really have a proper band without a vocalist. Apparently, singing and playing an instrument at the same time was incredibly difficult, and they were having a hard time filling Minori's shoes. I heard they had yet to find a replacement too. If this kept up and the third years also left, the group might evaporate into thin air. ... I never thought this was how the door to my past, the same one I had closed shut, would be open. Damn it, Chikuri, she hadn't considered how her presence would impact me and those around her. ... On that hot summer day. Perhaps this was her way for getting revenge for how much trouble I caused all of them back then. Before I knew it, the sun had gone down. Chikuri visits must have rocked me to my very core, as I spend my time spacing out and lying leisurely in my room. Rina headed out with a simple cheer up and left behind a coffee milk for some reason. What was I gonna do about this? I couldn't believe I was ending my weekend off on a sour note. What should I do starting tomorrow? Maybe I should skip school. I didn't feel like doing anything. ... I didn't want to let Sylvie see this brewing look I had. Hello. Wah! She popped out of nowhere. Where did you come from?
お忍びでここまで来るのは大変だったわ。さあ、来て。エルの魔の手が迫ってるの。時間がないわ。
That face. Huh? What? I looked over and found that the window was open. She came in through the window. What was she up to? Dwa! Just like that, we went out through the window. Ah, my shoes. I guess I did have slippers on. We cut through the brush.
よし、誰も来てない。
This is all so sudden. What's going on, Sylvie?
急じゃないでしょ。昨日約束したじゃない。
Huh?
アップルパイ、まだ温かいわ。冷めないうちに食べましょう。
She escorted me to my seat.
どうオーロ、美味しそうでしょアップルパイ。
Apple pie's pretty good. I like pumpkin pie more, though. Yeah. But I'm even more surprised by how fast you put this together. You made this so soon?
昨日パイの話をしてからいても立ってもいられなくなっちゃって。本当は今日はお試しのつもりだったのだけれど、焼いてみたらすごくうまくできたの。これはぜひオーロにも試してもらわなくちゃって思って。
She thinks so much of me. Thank you. I love how you just jump into everything headfirst. She blasted my depression away. I had eaten dinner, but I might as well enjoy myself, so I prepared tea for the both of us.
どれくらい食べる？半分こ？
Good question. It was a decent-sized pie, and eating half of it might be rough. I know, we split it evenly. Cut my portion into another 2 pieces. I'll eat 1 of the 4 and bring the leftovers home with me.
いいわね。私のパイは冷めても美味しいのよ。期待。
Oops, sorry about that. Yeah. I have to try a piece of it cold later and save the rest for Ree. She quickly cut the pie into several slices.
いただきまーす。ほっ。上出来。
Sylvie sounded delighted. Better try a bite myself. Ah, it really is tasty.
なーにマジでって信用してなかったの？でもそうでしょそうでしょ。お菓子作りは得意なのよ。
The apples were cut into various shapes and sizes, giving the pie diversity flavors without relying on sugars. Although some time had passed, the dough was flaky on the surface, yet had a melting mellowness on the inside. This showed some extraordinary baking experience. You must bake sweets often.
クッキーとかケーキとかね。パイはちょっと時間がかかるからあまり作らないけど作ってしまうと達成感みたいなのが大きくてまたやりたくなるわね。
Wow. What do you do after you make them? Give them to Ellie-san and the others?
そうね、ほとんど自分で食べちゃうけれど近くにいたら騎士員のみんなやミナにも配るわ。あ、せっかくこっちまで来たんだからミナにもちょっとお裾分け。これくらいでいいかしら。
She cuts the tiniest of tiny pieces, I bet. She cuts off about 1/8 of a piece and put it on a separate plate. They were as close of sisters as ever. Sylvie really did love her little sister. ...
どうかした？
Oh, I was captivated by her and couldn't help but stare. And with that, Sylvie seemed to have noticed something.
今日なんだか元気がないわね。
I do?
昨日もちょっとおかしかったけれど今日はもっと。何があったの？
Nothing at all. I forced a smile as I stuck my fork into the pie. All in all, today had been a crappy day. But this single apple pie had been a major source of salvation. My response seems to have bothered her, and she stared me down. Sylvie could probably tell that I was in no mood to talk about it, and wasn't the type to force it out of me. ... If this kept up, all it would accomplish is spreading my stress to her. Remember what I told you yesterday, that I was going to see Chikuri? Long time ago, there were times I tried to act cool in front of her. I wanted to protect, I wouldn't go so far as to say dreams, but the things she looked forward to. A lot of messy things happened because of me, and I couldn't protect her dream whatsoever. And that's all I've been able to think about. It started yesterday, but it got worse when I saw her today. It put me in a sour mood. But you've been a huge lifesaver. I had another bite of the pie. Had a bittersweet, pleasant flavor. Humans were so simple. No matter how painful your past was, food always seemed to help you forget.
さあ
I haven't given her any specifics, but I bet she could figure it out on her own. Sylvie didn't ask anything further. In exchange...
オーロ違うわ
Hmm?
千恵香ちゃんの夢を守ろうとしたんでしょ
Yes.
それはカッコつけようとしたじゃないかっこいいことをしたよ
But it all ended horribly.
そこは問題じゃないオーロはとてもかっこいいことをしたわ
But
オーロ
Sylvie was looking straight at me. Talk about unfair. A single glance from a beautiful woman like Sylvie was more than enough to shut you up.
私は多分オーロがかっこいいことを世界中の誰より知ってる自信があるわ私が保証するオーロはかっこいいことをしたって
My guy's gonna cry. 100% he's gonna cry. Stop. Just stop.
照れ屋さんなところはかっこいいというかかわいいかなさあでも千恵香さんオーロにとってそんなに大切な人なのね
I guess. Yeah.
私より古くて長い付き合いなら当たり前か
Yeah, we've been together for as long as I can remember. Is something wrong with that? Before I knew it, Sophie had a look on her face that I've never seen before. How to put it?
なんでもない
However, her usual smile returned in no time. What could it be? I had no clue. I wonder what's going through her mind right now. Achoo!
オーロ
Oh, the wind was pretty chilly right just now. It gave me chills. Or more like, achoo, achoo. Ugh, so cold.
オーロ大丈夫風邪ひいたかしら
Nah, I'm totally fine. This is not... that was when I noticed my feet were pretty cold. Coming here in my slippers was a bad idea, as the frigid air was practically inching its way through from my ankle down to my toes. I think having cold feet made it easier for your body temperature to drop, right? Cough, cough.
大変キュロちゃんグエハロゲンモード起動
Swoosh! A red beam of sorts shot from the robot's eyes, and I suddenly felt a wave of warmth wash over my feet. Although it felt warm. Achoo!
どうしましょう
So cute. I couldn't beat the sudden chill. This could be bad.
Kingラブリッチ
And this seems like the perfect spot to end today's video. We learned about my past, we learned that Sylvie makes some great sweets, and a lot of other stuff happened. So, I hope you guys liked the video, comment, subscribe, tell me how your day is going. This is Visual Novel Gamer here, and I'll see you next time. Peace.